Eating 2 of these is the same amount of calories as eating these 2. The only difference is will you be full and where you fit it in. If you're trying to lose body fat, you're trying to stay within a certain caloric range to be in a deficit, and you do everything well. You hit your protein targets, you get plenty of fiber, you had some veggies, some fruit throughout the day, and let's just say you got 150, 160 calories left over. You go downstairs, you open up that magic little drawer for treats and snacks for the kids or for guests, and you want to reach inside there and grab 1 or 2 of these. There's a good chance that this is not going to fill you up. You're probably going to have a 3rd one and a 4th one and then be craving more sugar. But if you reach for these 2, you're going to be satiated. You're going to be full. There's plenty of fiber. There's plenty of fluid inside here. The hydration is going to fill you up. It's a lot more volume. This is going to make your tummy feel happy. So there's no such thing as what's right for you or wrong for you when it comes for weight loss. There's way better nutritious foods and there's stuff that's empty calories. Well, then there's no difference in good and bad. It really depends on what your goal is. Because if you're eating 2,000, 2,100 calories a day and then all of a sudden you decide to have 2 of these 10 times a day to be at 1,600, your body weight is going to get smaller on the scale. How your body looks and how your body feels, that's a different story there. But what I'm trying to say here is that as long as you're getting some lean sources of protein and you're getting fiber, you're getting good micro and macros inside of your meals, you can always fit in a treat, always a snack, always a cheat meal, you know what I mean? A refeed meal, whatever you want to call it. People get too sensitive with these names, and still hit your goal. And that's going to be maintainable. That's something that you can always do. I have clients that have a certain type of sweet or dessert every single day. They fit it in there and they can stay maintaining their nutrition and their routine as long as they have that. It's better than telling them, no, you can't have it, and then binging a week later. So for the person that's out there struggling on and off diets, that has too much emotional and just anxiety invested into these names and labels, and they fear foods and they go really, really strict and then binge on and off, just keep it simple in the beginning. Hydrate yourself, get good sleep, get outside, find ways to be more active, get some resistance training in. Have lots of whole foods, lots of these, fit in a couple of these that's within your range and get consistency. Then after time, you can use your research, you can use your time, some anecdotal experience of yourself, of how you feel, and then you can dictate and say to yourself, you know what? Drinking too much of this or smoking too much of that or eating too many of these too often is really gonna start causing me problems. Because when I don't have it, I feel just a little bit better. And I can't imagine what it'll be like later. That's where you can distinct what's good and bad for you. But in the beginning, there's nothing bad except not taking care of yourself. That's how you're gonna find your balance. That's how you're gonna find out after time and consistency of applying some routine and consistency and health to your life and to your nutrition and to this thing, which is the most expensive thing that you own. And you can figure out where your boundaries are of what you allow in and what you keep away from you. For example, these 2 came from this bag, which is full. And if you see on the back of it here, it expired in 2024. Made way before that. That means that I walk past that pantry, and so does my wife and our household, every single day for ages and never think to ourselves like, that would be nice to have one of these chocolate somethings, whatever it is. But this, you won't see one of these go rotten. And that's where their values are. But there's no such thing as me thinking that this is better than this in your life. Because 5 minutes later, I'll get on a motorbike and do 300 kilometers an hour down the highway. And that's another risk. That's my good or bad boundaries. So you just got to figure out what's good for you, but you need to have a base to start with. And that's why 90% of people that try to get healthy and get in shape never achieve that because they never have that consistency. It's all or nothing. I'm going to do 2 classes a day, 5 times a week, starve myself, live off salads. And then when it comes to Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas for 4 months, I'm going to slowly do less and less classes, eat, drink, party, chocolate, sweets, enjoy it with the kids, enjoy it with my friends, become a fucking mess, and then try to start the shit all over again from February, maybe get to about May, April when I break, and then the kids are home from school and I'm just going to repeat all that crap. You know what I mean? It's summertime, it's vacation, blah, blah, blah. You need to have a base. You need to have a base. I can exercise 3 times a week in a gym or at home. Awesome. I can consistently walk 20 minutes a day without taking a break in between that at any time of the day, 5 times a week. Great, that's awesome. I can put a fistful of protein inside of my meals 3 times a day. Great. I can stick to my 3 meals and 1 good snack and 1 naughty snack every single day, like 6 days a week. And then once a week, I skip the snacks and I have something bigger when I go out for dinner with my family or on a date night. I get something, I get a burger out and I have a glass of wine if that's your thing, or a beer. That's great. That's consistency. Even if you went over on that day, that one day, as long as you can consistently do that for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks, you've got to start. You've got a base. And from there, you can adjust because you know what? I'm not going to give up on that. So I'll just increase the walks. I like the cheesecake. I like the drinks. I like the sweets on the weekend. I'll just do a little bit more cardio during the week. And that keeps me here. And I'm happy because I have more energy. I have more muscle. I feel better. I'm confident and I'm competent because I'm keeping a routine. That's how you find your good or bad. All right. This is not how you find it.